Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome to the start of my playthrough of Breaking Point 2 on this channel, the brand new story mode on the F1 23 game. A huge thanks to EA for the early access. This preview build of the F1 23 game has the first 3 chapters from Breaking Point 2, so this will serve as the beginning of my series playing this story mode on the channel. After the full game has come out, we'll continue this series with Chapter 4. But right now, let's dig into the start with Chapter 1 of Breaking Point 2. We're going to be playing this on the hard difficulty for the entire series.
Previously, in Breaking Point.
Aiden, please tell us, how does it feel to be on the verge of getting behind the wheel for your very first race?
I feel like a little kid. I look around and I'm surrounded by my heroes.
And tell me about Casper Ackerman. How is that relationship coming along?
My fault.
Well, whose fault was it then?
He tried to stop them from signing you. Didn't want to play babysitter. We all feel sorry for you, mate. You never stood a chance with him.
I had a call this morning from Christian Horner. You're being watched.
You know what his problem is, don't you? Thinks you're getting too old.
You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works!
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first? I'm done.
You what?
I'm retiring.
Why didn't it work out between you two?
He's on more money than me.
What? He didn't want me on the team.
Didn't I? And you thought I was past my best?
So none of this is true?
There's always gossip in the paddock. And ever since he's arrived, there's been one man at the center of it all. I want us to push for 4th. I want us to beat Butler. And I want that seat to go to you.
So Alfa Romeo potentially on track to really upset AlphaTauri here. Butler's closing in on Ackerman. Down the inside he goes, and they've hit each other. Butler into the barrier, and that looks to be the end of the race for him. The Dutchman looks to be continuing and...
It's great to see him still in this fight, Crofty.
Go the third, Aiden. What about Casper?
We let Aiden pass?
Let Aiden pass.
We did it.
We did it. Have you seen the crash yet?
Butler's okay?
Bruised ego, perhaps.
The Miami Grand Prix, several races into the 2022 season. Chapter 1, 2022, a new era for Formula 1. An overhaul of the technical regulations marks the first major update to the sport for several years. But it's not only the new cars that are turning heads down in the paddock.
What was it like bringing a brand new team to the F1 grid?
You know, the first time you see a car, your car, with your branding, your name on it, in an official race, alongside Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, that's what it's all about.
You make it sound like a dream come true.
If only.
When did you first get a sense of what was in store for Connor Sport?
2022 season, straight out of the box. The drivers were always going to clash. That was a calculated risk. But the car had problems.
We're midway through the Miami Grand Prix. It's been a cracking race so far, and it's all up for grabs.
Absolutely, Crofty. Some fantastic driving here today. Especially, I have to say, from Aiden Jackson. I don't think I've ever seen the Connor Sport car being put through its paces quite like this.
This is a team, Connor Sport, that have got a lot to prove this season, but Jackson might just be the man to do it.
Okay, Aiden, nice job so far. Let's try and bring that gap down to the car ahead if you can. Copy that.
So it looks like we're picking things up from where we left off, driving as Aiden Jackson first and foremost here at this Miami GP in 2022. Loving the start of all of that, you know, a kind of a drive to survive style retrospective interview, it looked like, from our team principal Andreo at Connor Sport, it would seem like. Our objective here for this first kind of chapter is just to finish this race, but we're going to try and do a bit more than that and try and get some positions, maybe get ourselves into the points with a cheeky little move down the inside of Yuki Tsunoda. Not sure what the pace of this Connor Sport car is meant to be versus the rest of the grid. And I don't know where our teammate is. Is it Devin Butler right now? I think it may be, but I don't know where Devin is at the moment. We're ahead of him, I hope, and we're going to try and charge forward for the rest of this race. We're lap 6 of 14, so there's still plenty of time to maybe gain some positions. And very much like Breaking Point 1, we're starting this story mode in the previous year of cars, but it's inside this year's game. So this is F1 23 handling with some 2022 cars as we go down the inside of Schumacher, who's still here at Haas, of course, in this year. Actually gives us a bit of a battle through the first few turns, but we are going to make quick work of him to get up into P12. We're on the soft compound tyre, so we're on an alternative strategy to most of the grid, so we should have the pace to charge forward and get into the points. You know, Alonso P11 here. Once we get him, we've got a bit of clean air then to Bottas, who's chasing after one of the McLarens as we try and go round the outside. Alonso very stern with his defence, as you would imagine he would be, but eventually we are going to have the pace and just a bit of traction out that corner to get up into P11 and chase after Bottas, who still hasn't got past Lando Norris as we go on to lap 8. But Andreo in that intro said that we were always going to clash, us as Aiden Jackson and Devin Butler, but at the same time there was issues with the car. I'm wondering what those issues are at the moment. Maybe it's going to be tyre wear. We're on the soft tyres, so maybe these tyres are going to go off the absolute cliff as Ocon very aggressively comes out and makes contact with Bottas. We're going to make a double overtake on the second Alpine of the day and the Alfa Romeo to get up into P9. So we're in the points. We're doing really well. We've got plenty of laps still left to go in this race. So I'm wondering, maybe is it the tyres that are going to be a massive issue for us today? Are they going to drop off the cliff? I can see on the mini-map, it looks like Butler is down the order behind us, so that's a massive win straight away. We're in the points. He's not, but I wonder maybe our tyres going to fall off, and that's where there might be a little bit of frosty clashing as Devin catches up to us. But right now, we're looking to overtake the McLaren of Lando Norris to get up into P8. Hamilton up next. Gasly's up in P6 and the other AlphaTauri. So I think, you know, with the soft tyre pace we're showing, we should be able to actually chase after both those cars and get up to a pretty lofty points-paying position of P6 as we do close up to the Mercedes and the AlphaTauri. We can see in the distance, lap 9 towards lap 10 by the end of it. Can we get the Mercedes and then chase after the AlphaTauri? That very much should be in the realm of our possibilities. Obviously, the Mercedes at this point in the 2022 season having issues. Hamilton not comfortable with this new silver arrow of his in the new era of Formula 1. He's defended well into the last 2 corners, but he's got all crossed up over the curbs, and we get a beautiful exit to get up into P7, and now on the tail of Pierre Gasly. This would be a monumental finishing position for a team that is brand new to Formula 1, so I suspect maybe points like this would be a huge win. To get P6 would be massive. You know, think back to, you know, when we play My Team career mode. You know, if you could get P6 in the first season, it's a huge result for you when the car is so down the order in terms of R&D and pace. So can we get Gasly? Perez on the hard compound even in P5 might be there for the taking, but we're going to make the move on Gasly, get up into P6, but there just might be some trouble brewing.
I'm losing power! Why am I losing power? Copy that, we see it, we're looking into it. Okay, I'm afraid you're going to have to retire the car, please, Aiden. Retire the car. You're joking! I'm sorry, Aiden. Pull over now, please. Pull over now. This is getting ridiculous.
And that's agonising for Jackson. Just a few laps left to go, and he's out of the Miami Grand Prix.
Oh, with every race, the car looks like a constant problem for Connor Sport. It must be devastating for the drivers.
Confirmation as the car comes to a halt. The Connor Sport's Aiden Jackson won't be seeing the checkered flag today, but it looks like his teammate will. Jackson's DNF puts Devin Butler in a position where he might just be able to secure some points for Connor Sport.
Aiden's out. Yep, engine problem, I'm afraid. Good job you got me.
Oh, I already want to punch
Don't
him.
push it too hard. We cannot risk losing both cars here. It's in the bag, mate.
I already want to punch him.
All okay, Aiden? Yeah, how's Devon doing? Yeah, he's doing all right, mate. He looks like he's going to bring home some points for the team. Good for him.
Oh, you can already tell this relationship is just so sour. Just several races into their first season together as teammates. But my word, I didn't think it was possible, but Devon Butler might have just become even more unlikable in this second part of Breaking Point compared to Breaking Point 1 2 years ago. So the Miami Grand Prix post-race frustration and engine issue forces Connor Sports' Aiden Jackson to retire only a few laps from the end of the race. Oh.
If it's not one thing, then it's another. Did you not see what happened out there today?
Aiden, I agree with you 100%. We are doing everything we can. I know the car is not perfect, but...
Andreo, it's every race.
I know the pain, buddy.
Do you know how I look losing easy points like this?
Knock, knock.
Oh.
Sounds like there's a right show going on in here. What am I missing?
Not now, Devon.
Aiden and I were just discussing issues with the car.
Again? I thought that was all in hand. I had no problems today. Smooth. You know what they say? A shoddy workman always blames his tool.
Just punch him, Aiden. Punch him!
mate. You can look at my setup data anytime you want. I've told you that. It might help.
And I've told you before. It's not a setup issue. The problem is...
Jackson. That was the problem with the 2022 season. I was getting on. I mean, at the end of 21, everyone thought Aiden was going to be signed by one of the big three. But, guess they couldn't reach an agreement, so we both signed for Connor Sport.
And do you think that affected Aiden?
That's no secret. Now, for that 22 season, Jackson was a nightmare.
Oh, really? Oh, really? How convenient. My God, we're only one chapter in, and he's already ruffling off Heathers. That line about a workman and his tools. Can you get any more annoying? But it looks like this is now our new hub, our new motorhome at Connor Sport. And just like the first story mode, we got some phone calls to add in some more story.
Aiden, hey, I wanted to give you a heads up. Now look, the crew has shared the latest telemetry data with us.
Fine, but I don't think it'll tell me anything I don't already know.
Tell him.
Just humor me, okay? I'd like you to go through it. Let me know if anything jumps out. I'm keen to iron out these problems as quickly as possible for you.
Okay.
Sure thing.
Andrea seems like a nice
Thanks,
chap.
Andrea.
No thanks needed. I've got your back, Aiden. Remember what I said when you joined the team. I won't let you down. Ooh, Ackerman wouldn't let me hear the end of it.
Hey.
Yeah, sounds like Casper. You know he told me the same, right? It's just tricky, what with the car and Devon poking his nose in any chance he gets.
There is a lot going on for sure, but we're a team. We'll get there. I'll have a word with Devon. Tell him to give you some space, both on and off the track, okay?
Yeah, all right. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that indeed. But no, Andreo, you know, he seems like a pretty decent boss, to be fair. He's trying to keep everything calm, but nice little mention of Casper Ackerman from the first story mode. So he's clearly still involved, maybe a pal of Andreo's that, you know, helped advise him to sign Aiden in the first place, maybe. But reading these news articles whilst that phone call was going on gives us a bit of a history into this storyline. And it seems like Devon Butler's father actually is the one that is bankrolling this team with Butler Global. So Butler Global is a company that Devon Butler's father owns. So we've got like a Lance Stroll situation going on here with Devon Butler and his father in this team. So that's why maybe things are a bit trickier to handle. So that's going to be a very interesting dynamic as we go on through this story. But like Breaking Point 1, we've got a social media splash page letting us know what the public are thinking, and scrolling through some familiar names from the world of F1 Twitter, including yours truly, and I've been absolutely roasted at _aarava. That Connor Sport car breaks down more often than mine. I cannot believe what Codemasters have done. They've absolutely clowned me. They've referenced that season of My Team Career Mode on the last game where I had so many engine failures in one season. And that's exactly what Aiden is having now. I literally even mentioned it whilst the cutscene was playing, saying I know how it feels. I can't believe that. I must say that's a very cool little Easter egg there for myself. And for those of you who watched that series, of course, you'll know the reference. But we've now got some emails from Andreo and also Davidoff Butler, which is Devin's dad. But Andreo basically just saying they're going to work on the issues. But here we go. Davidoff Butler. Very much a Lawrence Stroll kind of name there. Davidoff. He just sounds posh. To all at Connor Sport, I appreciate this is a group message, but believe me when I say I'm talking to each one of you individually. Thank you. I couldn't be prouder of what we've all achieved so far. To come from nothing and build such a strong and passionate foundation is nothing short of remarkable. Now let's get some serious points and show the world what we're capable of. My deepest gratitude to you all. Davidoff Butler, CEO of Butler Global. So the Butler family is bankrolling Devin Butler into this Connor Sport seat. So that is going to definitely come back up later in this story. But that is going to be the end then of Chapter 1. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this story goes in future chapters. But guys, if you have enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. And I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.